Hello, my name is Jen Crawford. I'm a member of the Bates class of 2001 and currently serve as president of the Bates Alumni Council. On behalf of Kevin Moore, class of 1993 and vice president of the Alumni Council, who will join me in presenting the awards, and the entire Alumni Council, I am pleased to welcome you to the 2020 Alumni Awards ceremony. Each year, the Bates Alumni Council recognizes alumni for their career achievement, for distinguished service to their communities, and for distinguished service to Bates. Normally, these awards would be presented on campus during reunion, back to Bates weekend, or at regional gatherings around the country. As we know all too well, this year has been anything but normal. We hope to personally present these awards sometime soon when we can all gather together. Until then, we are embracing the unusual circumstances of today's ceremony and invite you to join us virtually as we honor these 6 outstanding alumni.
Distinguished Young Alumni Award.
Maggie Riley Fiddler is a definition of a team player. Whether in Lewiston, Boston, or Austin, she's shown over the past decade that she's willing to do whatever it takes to help Bates and Bates students succeed. As a student, Maggie served as senior gift co-chair and was elected to the College Key. Since graduation, she has served as lead agent for the class of 2012, on the Bates Fund Executive Committee, and on the reunion committee for her class 5th reunion in 2017. Bates Director of Annual Giving, Nina Emmy, says the depth and the breadth of Maggie's volunteerism over the past decade has been extraordinary. Maggie is a thoughtful volunteer and advocate for Bates. She always carefully considers the needs of her classmates and fellow athletes as she advises the Advancement Office on issues and ideas relating to alumni engagement in philanthropy. She was an invaluable resource on hiring for the then Bates Career Development Center during her time at Analysis Group, a consulting firm based in Boston. She's also active with Friends of Bates Athletics as a former lacrosse player. Maggie currently lives in Austin, Texas, where she works for Indeed in product strategy. Maggie, thank you so much for all you've done on behalf of Bates in the relatively short time since you've graduated. We're excited to see what you do in the next 10 years and are proud to present you with the Distinguished Young Alumni Award.
Thank you so much. I am truly honored to be recognized. When I look back at my time at Bates, I think about how my experience has shaped who I am today. I think about the professors that fostered a culture of questioning the status quo. Having that mindset has really helped me in the professional world to be able to respectfully challenge assumptions and to dare to disagree. I also think about my time on the lacrosse field and how working together as a team, supporting one another, translates into creating a productive team environment in the workplace. Everyone has a position or a role to play, all of which are essential. It is because of this and so much more that I am happy to donate my time and resources to ensuring Bates continues to be able to offer this exceptional education and experience for all. Thank you so much.
Distinguished Young Alumni Award.
An exemplar of Bates' values of community service and civic engagement, Sangeeta Murali has always goes out of her way to help others, no matter where she is or what she is doing. During her time at Tufts University School of Dental Medicine, she was incredibly active in organizations like American Association of Women Dentists, where she partnered with a local group, Science Club for Girls, to encourage and support girls from underrepresented backgrounds to pursue STEM and STEM-focused careers. She also did community service work, offering free screenings and basic care information at events like India Day through the Indian Medical Association of New England, all while completing her studies, working in the Tufts Dental Clinic, and receiving multiple awards for her research. At Bates, Dr. Murali was co-president of her senior class and was instrumental in the success of the class of 2012's 5th reunion in 2017. Sangeeta is in her final year of residency in Atlanta, pursuing a graduate certificate in orthodontics. She continues to contribute to her community in Atlanta through a number of ways. She is a mentor to a recently founded Fearless Female Group, has contributed to a Boston startup, Women Who Win, and has held a virtual yoga class for Boston dental students to provide a valuable study break, which she feels is so important in these challenging times. Her nominator, Erin Crowley, had this to say: "I was absolutely blown away while recently speaking with Sangeeta about her research. and volunteer activities. She does so much and cares so much. She is an absolute inspiration to us all. Sangeeta, in the short time since you graduated from Bates, you've already shown such a strong capacity for leadership and community service. We're excited to see what the future holds for you and honored to present you with the Distinguished Young Alumni Award for all that you've already accomplished.
Jen, I'm extremely honored to be one of the recipients of this year's Distinguished Young Alumni Award. Thank you to the Bates College Alumni Council for the recognition. I especially want to send a special thank you to Erin Crowley for nominating me. I have a mutual admiration for what Erin does and how she's advanced the archaeological field through her research and intellectual inquiry. Bates is a very special place that not only values students' educational experiences on campus, but as students, we also had numerous opportunities to collaborate with our local Lewiston Auburn communities. With a strong foundation and focus on people-centered care established at Bates, I've been so fortunate to continue volunteering as a dental student at Tufts and now as a dentist and orthodontic resident in Atlanta to improve people's awareness about how their oral health impacts their overall health. I've also been very grateful to have an impact on helping patients' anxieties in the dental setting through pranayama and Ayurvedic breathing. Most importantly, I'm happiest to help improve others' self-esteem by making their smile something they're really proud of. The doors to my acceptance into dental school at Tufts were without a doubt open due to an intense science education and foundation from Bates under the guidance of faculty like Dr. Nancy Coven, my thesis advisor in the neuroscience department, and biologist Dr. Lee Abrahamson. These two truly went above and beyond their professor roles to expose my classmates and me to community work within the hard sciences fields. There are so many great faculty, friends, coaches, and musicians who positively influenced who I am and who helped me pick up some really fun hobbies along the way. These hobbies like tennis, yoga, and playing instruments have allowed me to connect with all kinds of people and my patients even today. Finally, I want to give a special thank you to my cousins, aunts and uncles, and parents who have been my biggest role models, leading by example with so much positivity and energy. Congrats to all the award recipients this homecoming weekend, and thank you again.
Alumni Community Service Award.
A fierce competitor and a committed advocate for the communities he calls home, Bud Schultz has turned his passion for tennis into a calling to help the underserved. A three-time All-American tennis player while at Bates, Bud Schultz went on to play professional tennis for 7 years, participating in the 4 Grand Slams, Wimbledon, the French Open, the US Open, and the Australian Open, and achieving a top 40 world ranking. Upon retiring, he became the director of tennis at the Longwood Cricket Club, manager of the Badminton and Tennis Club, and in 2002 purchased the Cohasset Tennis Club. In 1998, Bud co-founded Tenacity, a citywide program that uses tennis to develop literacy and life skills in use from the 4th grade through high school. It now serves more than 5,000 children in the city of Boston and is considered a model for urban tennis programs. To raise money for Tenacity, Bud thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail in 2014. While creating a virtual hiking experience for the Tenacity students, he raised over $400,000. His friend and nominator, Rob Kramer, class of '79, and a parent of 2013 and 2014, says that Bud's work exemplifies Bates' values in countless ways. Bates professor Carl Straub once described Bud this way: his fierce sense of integrity was always joined by a gentle and giving spirit. His obvious competitive success on the tennis courts were always held in check by a deeper appreciation of what binds us all together. We are honored to present you with the Alumni Community Service Award for your dedication and hands-on effort to make a difference in the communities you serve.
Kevin, I can't thank you and the entire Bates community enough, and Rob Kramer for nominating me. It seems as though at times it may seem a bit much, because all along the way it just was the right thing to do. And with so many people in my life that set such good examples on how to behave, how to act towards others, and in particular, how to give back. It just seemed like the right thing to do all the time.
Bruce Stangle Award.
Ben Lowenstein is a model for what an engaged alum can do for the students who come after them. Sharing his life as a physician and community leader, he gives students at Bates insight into what their own future may hold. According to nominator Karen Dagler, Bates Director of Graduate and Professional School Advising, Ben has become the go-to healthcare person in Maine for Bates students and alumni. He regularly returns to campus to share his experiences as a cardiologist at Midcoast Hospital in Brunswick and offers guidance to current students. He also often brings colleagues with him so students can learn not just about becoming a doctor, but about other healthcare paths like nursing or physician assistant. Dr. Lowenstein is heavily involved in panel discussions, job shadows, and classroom visits. Since 2015, he has hosted approximately 25 job shadows, and he invites those students to return again and again. Rising senior Elizabeth Bennett had this to say of her experience shadowing Dr. Lowenstein. This job shadow was an amazing experience, and Dr. Lowenstein was excellent at taking the time to explain everything to me. I was able to observe all of his procedures and patient appointments. This experience was very insightful regarding my interest in attending medical school and further sparked my desire to pursue a career in healthcare. Ben, you've shown what it means to be a Bobcat with your commitment to helping current Bates students find their own path to purposeful work. Your eagerness to share your expertise and willingness to recruit others to do the same is inspiring, and we are pleased and honored to recognize you with the Bruce Stangle Award for Distinguished Service to the Bates community.
Thank you very much, Jen. That was great. That was really nice. And I want to thank Karen and Elizabeth for the kind words, and really thank Karen, who I've been working with for the last 5 years in this program, the Office of Purposeful Work at Bates College, to help these students have this opportunity. I still remember getting that first email in 2005 in the summer about something about Bates students coming to work. And I just remembered it was never an opportunity that was offered to me when I was in school. Actually, I always felt like when I was pre-med that there weren't very many opportunities to talk to physicians and have anything like this. So when I saw this opportunity, I jumped on it. They asked me to choose 2 students to take for a job shadow. I didn't think I could pick 2, so I took all 5, and I kind of got in the habit of doing that every year. And it's been just a great opportunity to kind of show what life on being a physician is. I never knew what going on rounds was. My father was a physician. He talked about going on rounds. I had a totally different concept of what it actually was. So to show students what you do on a daily basis, both the patient experience, procedures, but also the paperwork that goes along with it, I show them everything when they come. So it's a good experience for me. Also, it's great to kind of show off Bates students. They're great students. They present themselves really well. They're interested. They ask great questions. And there are usually ongoing communications about kind of what their plans are, what they're going to do in medicine. Done the same thing coming to the pre-med or the club med to talk to some of the students, and understanding that not everybody wants to be a physician, not everyone wants to be a cardiologist. So usually trying to grab some NESCAC graduates, or not, but usually NESCAC graduates for PAs, nurse practitioners, other types of physicians to answer some of those questions as well, so they get a lot of different perspectives. But the program's been great. The students I've worked with have been great. And I look forward to many more years to come of doing this. So thank you very much for recognizing.
Sesquicentennial Prize.
Amy Bass is a professor and journalist whose 4th book, One Goal, about the transformation of Lewiston, Maine, told through the lens of its high school soccer team's quest for a state championship, won national acclaim from the likes of Sports Illustrated, NPR, The Today Show, and The Wall Street Journal. It was named a Best Book of 2018 by both the Boston Globe and Library Journal. And Netflix has optioned it for a film adaptation. In this book, Emmy Award-winning writer Bass draws on her vast knowledge, familiarity with Lewiston, and extensive research on the change brought about the influx of Somali refugees to her PhD in history with an emphasis on sports, race, and culture to tell a very American and very Maine story. According to her sister Alyssa Bass, Bates class of 1985, Amy was able to tell this particular story because of her commitment and ability to embed herself in Lewiston's Somali community, Lewiston schools, and Lewiston's community groups. Mike McGraw, the soccer coach at the heart of One Goal, once described Bass as a bulldog for detail, saying that her obvious investment in the players is what allowed her to tell this story. It didn't take long before the kids accepted her, he said. It had nothing to do with the game. She really liked those kids. That's how she got into their heads. They knew she cared about them. Since One Goal's publication in 2018, Bass has continued to advocate for the community at the heart of it, talking with universities, book groups, libraries, and other organizations across the country, from the Key West Literary Seminar to being the keynote speaker at the Maine Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance Conference. During a very difficult political moment, Bass has stayed close with the people in its pages, supported the community, and fought hard to make sure that America understands how lucky it is to have such a diverse community. Amy, we are so proud of your work on One Goal and the way that you have taken this remarkable Lewiston story and shared it with the world. We are honored to present with you the Sesquicentennial Award for this achievement.
Thank you, Kevin, so much. I am so honored and grateful to be the recipient of this award, and I'm in such good company, including that of my classmate and dear friend, Lisa Genova. I can't imagine an institution that I admire more than my alma mater, Bates, which makes this kind of recognition so very meaningful. The impact that Bates has had and continues to have on my life, on my work, it's almost beyond words. And really the only reason I say almost is because I'm a writer being honored for something I've written. And so it's probably not a good look to say I can't express myself in terms of what this means to me. That One Goal has been recognized by Bates in this way, I think has so much to do with Bates itself, the guidance and training and support I received as an undergraduate history major, the friends I made, the friends I continue to make in connection with the college. But I have to admit that now Bates wrestles for my attention when I come to Lewiston because a lot of my heart is now with the Lewiston High School soccer team, and perhaps more importantly, the community that it plays for. So writing One Goal, I got to know Lewiston and its history, its people in so many ways, making so many friends who are now like family to me. And the impact that the book has had, I think, on my own life, especially the understandings of family and community that I've gained, it's immeasurable. And I just really hope that this story continues to work some kind of magic, continues to work its magic to teach the lessons that I learned while writing it. The community is really hard work, but it's work worth doing. And there are fractures that emerge every day in our communities, but then there's these powerful moments of coming together. And these moments, I think, are at the core of One Goal because they provide enough in our heads and our hearts to weather the next storm a little bit stronger and hopefully a whole lot faster. I want to mention, last year Lewiston elected Sophia Khalid to Lewiston City Council, the first Somali elected to such an office. And I really think that that's part of this story, that's what demonstrates what can happen when America works the way it's supposed to. As I write in the book, the way it reads on paper, and seeing not only her brave and beautiful stance throughout her campaign in the wake of a lot of venom and a lot of vitriol, but also that of her brother Mohammed and his soccer teammates, prominent characters in the book, working hard on the campaign trail for her, getting involved in local politics. I feel like it's hard to find moments of light sometimes right now. And my goodness, that was a huge one. And that's what Lewiston continues to do. So thank you. Thank you, Bates. Or in Somali, as I learned, Wa Mahad Suntahai. Thank you for being a large part of who I am, for a large network of amazing people, and for being my gateway into Lewiston, Maine, and all of the wonderful people who call it home. So many people are part and parcel, from the sports writers at the Lewiston Sun Journal to the Bates College communications staff, Phyllis and Jay and Emily, who wrote the best piece about One Goal, with all apologies to Sports Illustrated and the Wall Street Journal. Emily's piece is my favorite. To friends like Abdullahi and Abdi Jabbar Hersey and Bilal and Halima, and the Lewiston High School Athletic Department. There are amazing things happening there every day. Athletic Director Jason Fuller and Coach Dan Gish, who is now the head coach of Blue Devils soccer, and the man, myth, and legend that is Mike McGraw, who's at the core of One Goal, along with players like Abdi H and Deck and Malid and Mo. And a coach whose heart is so good that my editor kept telling me to rein in my descriptions of him, because if I wasn't careful, no one was going to believe that this guy was real. But he is real, and he's so much a part of my life now that a few years ago, as the dentist was putting me under to pull out a tooth, an unfortunate moment, apparently the very last thing I said to my husband was, if something happens to me, don't forget to call coach. So thank you, Alumni Council. Thank you, Bates. I stand in a long Bates tradition. My mother, Ruth, my sister, Alyssa, now my nephew and niece, Sam and Emily, and I only hope that my own daughter, Hannah, one day gets to be a Bobcat proper, not just a future Bobcat. She would be very lucky, and I would be very proud, and I'm very proud of this recognition, so thank you.
Helen A. Papayawanu Distinguished Alumni Service Award.
Erwin Flashman is a connector and a collaborator, not only working indefatigably on behalf of Bates, but also recruiting and training others to do the same. He not only uses his knowledge and expertise to advance the interests of the college, but enables and empowers others to do the same. Erwin was a top fundraising volunteer for Bates in 2018 and 2019, and it was far from the first time he has earned that distinction. He has served as the lead agent for his class, as well as reunion gift chair, bringing in less experienced alumni volunteers and helping them to be effective fundraisers for the college. During his time as lead agent for the class of 1965, class participation has never dropped below 50% and has often reached 70% or higher. For 2 years, he was also an organizer for the group of class agents spanning 10 class years, and then served a 3-year term on the Bates Fund Executive Committee as one of the 2 BFEC class agent program members. During that time, they reinvigorated the class agent program and brought it to new heights of achievement. Nominator Rebecca Lazur, Assistant Director of Annual Giving, describes him as a strategic thinker, a voice of reason, a proactive leader, and a strong advocate for alumni. His steady and guiding hand has helped build a close working relationship between alumni volunteers and Bates Advancement staff that has made Bates stronger and will serve the college well for decades to come. Flashman is also committed to current and prospective Bates students. He has been a part of the Alumni and Admissions Program since 1988, serving as an interviewer and a representative of the college at admissions fairs. During his years living in Puerto Rico, where he practiced environmental law, he fulfilled both of these roles, not only in Puerto Rico, but also flying to nearby islands at his own expense. Now living in Northern Virginia, he continues to be an active interviewer and has attended several college fairs in the area. Erwin, your hard work and fierce advocacy has helped ensure that Bates will remain strong well into the future. And you exemplify what it means to be a Batesy, to not only strive for excellence for yourself, but to use what you know to help others reach their full potential. We are inspired by your decades-long commitment to Bates and to your fellow Bobcats, and are proud and honored to present you with the Helen A. Papiawanu Award, a distinction reserved for alumni who have shown truly distinguished service to the college.
Thank you so much for your kind words and the honor of this award. When Larry Handerhan, the president of the association, told me I was to receive this very prestigious award, it was a complete surprise. I thought there must be some mistake. It did not occur to me that I had achieved anything extraordinary or meritorious. I had simply accepted various tasks for Bates and then done them to the best of my ability. This was not something exceptional. It was simply what one does, in part as a result of my educational and professional experience, including, of course, my Bates education. Larry later commented that it was the first time anyone named to receive this award tried to give it back. This award is really the work done together with many others. In particular, I refer to fundraising efforts for Bates. These efforts provide for the development of future leaders in a broad spectrum of fields of endeavor and the financial support necessary for those who otherwise might not be able to benefit from a Bates educational experience. Many Batesies with whom I have worked share that vision. They include the many dedicated persons who over the years have worked in the class agent program of the Office of College Advancement, in the Bates Fund Executive Committee, the very many lead class agents and class agents, and of course, they include the donors, without whose generous participation these efforts would have been for naught. These dedicated individuals are too numerous to name here. However, I do want to name a few with whom I developed a close relationship over the years and who played a crucial role in the success of our efforts. They include Nina Emmy, class of 10, now Director of Annual Giving, and John Ducker, class of 91. We worked closely for 2 years on the BFEC to place the class agent program on a strong foundation. Jane Downing and Jim Callahan over the last many years have been co-lead agents with me for our class of 1965. Their thoughtful contributions and work have been and are invaluable. My role as class agent has allowed me to stay in touch and establish new or stronger ties with many classmates. I also thank our present class liaison, Rebecca Laser, Assistant Director of Annual Giving, with whom we have worked for the last 2 fiscal years and are embarking on our 3rd. Her dedication, hard work, and insights are all the more remarkable because she is not a Bates graduate. Yet, in a very short time, she has learned so much about Bates and its ethos that she has become a Batesie. While somewhat different, my experience as an alumnus in admissions has been most enjoyable. It has allowed me to have a glimpse of the new generations entering Bates over more than 25 years. Their abilities, dedication, awareness, openness, and desires to learn are impressive. Had I applied to Bates now as the teenager I was in 1961, I doubt I would have been admitted. Perhaps that speaks to the quality of the Bates educational experience through the decades and its ability to help students mature and find their vision for the future. Once again, I thank all with whom I have worked over the years on behalf of Bates and the Alumni Association for the honor of having conferred this award on me. Thanks again.
Thank you for joining us in recognizing our 2020 Alumni Award recipients. I hope you will celebrate our alumni with a round of applause from your home office, your living room, or wherever you are watching this ceremony. If you would like to add to future celebrations, know that the Alumni Award nominations are always accepted online at bates.edu/alumni. Just click on recognition on the page menu. We hope you will help us identify and honor your friends, classmates, and mentors by submitting a nomination today. Congratulations to all of the 2020 honorees. Go Bobcats!